Hello and welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. It's my Eurovision 2025 Top 37 countdown. It's place number 3, Sweden, KAJ, Bara, bada, bastu. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and like, share and comment below. Now, those of you who follow my annual countdown rankings and reviews may be surprised to find Eurovision Superpower Sweden up so high. I've been mostly averse to the very slick, but to me anyway, cold and manufactured pop hits that we get from them and are a product of Melfest. All very good, all very competent, but we're starting, or some of them have left me rather, just a little bit cold with that kind of manufactured sense of it. It's all very different this year though, as to a huge shock, Melfest was won by a band who came from seemingly nowhere to beat the hot favourite, and for the first time since 1998, Sweden will, courtesy of KAJ, be sending a song in Swedish to the contest. Now, KAJ are made up of 3 school friends, Kevin, Axel and Jakob, hence the group name. Wasn't there another Swedish act that made their band name from their first names? Who could that be? They've been together since 2009, which is when they were in school. Their music covers multiple genres, including dance pop, Schlager, even opera. But I think the thread that binds it together is that it normally includes kind of humour or satire or comedy of some kind. The other distinctive thing that they have is that their songs are written and sung in a particular dialect of Swedish, Voro, or Ostrobothnian Swedish. Now, Ostrobothnia is actually a region of Finland where there is a slight Swedish-speaking majority, and KAJ, all 3 members, are members of that Swedish speakers in Finland population, although 2 of them now live in Helsinki. So yes, it's once again, we've got Finns that are bringing the Swedish language to Eurovision, because the last time we heard Swedish in the contest was not in 1998. It was actually Pernilla Karlsson who sang Na jag blundar in Swedish, but that was when she was representing Finland, not Sweden itself. Now, KAJ's win with Bara, bada, bastu was probably one of the greatest shocks and surprises Melfest has known. By their own admission, prior to the contest, KAJ said that they were not that well known, much outside their region. And when the Melfest odds came out, when all the kind of songs and acts were listed, announced, they were right at the very, very bottom of those odds, like 32nd or however many list it was. Yet their rise in popularity over the course of Melfest was meteoric, and their popularity really boomed after their semi-final appearance, when they sort of qualified for the final. And in that final, in a real miracle, the international juries recognised this to give them a good enough score, and I think they actually finished second with the juries, so that they were narrowly able to beat the expected winner, Måns Zelmerlöw, and after securing the televote win. And it was still quite tight, but they managed it, because generally Melfest, those well-known acts like Måns are the ones that tend to win. Often it's name recognition or past name recognition or kind of past successes that often will beget further successes. So for an unknown to win at Melfest is very rare. It is hard to overestimate what a seismic shock that was, that a comedy act beating the extremely well-known favourite with a Swedish language song as well. That's the other thing. Swedish language songs just don't win at Melfest, or haven't done for a very, very long time. Now, Bara, bada, bastu, or Let's Just Sauna, is comedic, but I wouldn't call it a joke song at all. It's from a genre called epidunk, and which is a kind of a combination of sort of EDM, but with kind of this Swedish rock, this type of Swedish kind of rock music that tends to have very comedic or funny lyrics, sometimes quite rude or irreverent. So it's a combination of those, and it's an epidunk song that celebrates Finnish sauna culture whilst being sung in the Voro dialect. Plus, there are a few words in Finnish too, of course. It is incredibly catchy and features a key change of truly tractor gear level of subtlety, which I just think adds to the fun of it. The three guys are the co-writers of the song, but Melfest rules dictate that at least one of the writers needs to be Swedish, because they are Finnish. And so they asked Anders Wrethov to help write and also be a co-producer on this. Now, Anders Wrethov has written over 40 Melfest entries before, 2 of which have gone on to win Melfest and have gone to the contest. That was in 2019 and also in 2021. And he also happens to be the co-writer of 2 other Eurovision entries for other countries. So Azerbaijan in 2009 and Cyprus, that's Fuego, in 2018. Now, I find this enormous fun, and unlike some Swedish entries of recent years, I think this has a real heart and love behind it. And while yes, it is frivolous and fun, it's very true to who the band are, who they are, and what they represent, and what's important to them. They also deliver very confident and consistent vocals, and they are clearly really comfortable on stage with each other. And I guess a bit like Remember Monday in that regard. That combines with the very usual high production values and staging that we've come to expect from Sweden, and of course they are transplanting that to mostly towards the Eurovision stage from where they had in Melfest. And the fans have reacted very positively to this. It won the AGA fan poll. It's second in the Eurovision scoreboard app, second only to Austria. But it's also gained success outside of the bubble. It's been a number 1 in Sweden and Finland, a huge number 1. In fact, it's been number 1 in Sweden for weeks and weeks and weeks, way past kind of what Lorraine got with Tattoo, which itself was a huge hit in Sweden. It's had a huge amount of coverage in both countries, and it's one of the few songs I think that has really broken out kind of outside of to a wider public or awareness in other countries and sort of in other countries. In the betting odds, absolutely no question about this qualifying. It is almost dead cert to qualify. And at present, KAJ have a clear lead in the odds to win overall. Now that has narrowed a little bit from its peak. They were at one point, they were something like 43% in the betting odds to win. That's come down a bit, but it's still a very, very big lead at the moment. If this were to win, I would not begrudge this being yet another Swedish win. And that's because I think it would feel deserved, and they've been nothing but charming on the pre-party circuit. There's been no arrogance or overconfidence that we're the favourites, therefore they're just enjoying the ride, and they were such underdogs before Melfest. I think that all of this is just a huge bonus for them. I do think maybe this is a bit more open than some of the odds suggest. Juries love Sweden generally, but I'm not sure this year. There are a number of other songs that I think, would this necessarily appear in, would this get top 3 or top 4 in overall in the juries? I don't know. It could do, but it might not. And there are plenty of televote kind of sucking songs that might prevent this getting, it may win the televote. I think it probably will win the televote, but it might be prevented from having a landslide in the televote, because we know that there'll be other countries that will get very large televotes as well. I mean, I think Estonia and Israel are 2 that come to mind, certainly, and there are many others actually that could take quite a large chunk of the televote. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all combines, because you don't quite know how that will land then when you do those combined scores. However, I do think that a record 8th win for Sweden is very much on the cards this year. And so we may yet be saying Naja in Stockholm next year. Of course, you can read this on my website, www.mattloveseurovision.com. Where does this place in your top 37, and what do you have as your bronze medal position? Do let me know in the comments, and join me again soon, because we've only got 2 to go now. Take care.